students, welcome to your virtual classroom. This is Mansi Bhosle, your mentor for physics and maths. Last class, we studied the nature of roots of a quadratic equation. The roots of a quadratic equation can be a real number, it can be an imaginary number. If it is real number, it can be equal or it can be distinct roots, right? Today is going to be a very interesting class. Today we are going to study the applications of quadratic. Have you ever thought that, okay, we are solving this on paper, we are doing it from the textbook, it's just maths, right? Boring maths. But have you ever realized that yes, maths can be applied in real life? Yes, it can. It has a lot of applications. Whatever, like when you grow up, when you go to work, you will see certain real life scenarios wherein without maths, you cannot find a solution, right? So I would be dealing with a variety of situations wherein we can apply the concept of quadratic and get the answers. So we will be dealing with number related problems wherein a number is unknown. We will be dealing with time and work, certain geometrical figures as in a right angle triangle, a rectangular field, a square shaped garden, age related problems. Okay, if the present age is this, then tell me what would be age some 10 years after, and something like that. We'll see distance, speed, time related problems, cost price and selling price related problems. Okay, let's start. Okay, so the first example says there is a rectangular onion storehouse in the farm of Mr. Ratnakar Rao at Tivasa. The length of the rectangular base is more than its breadth by 7 meters and diagonal is more than length by 1 meter. What do we need to find? We need to find the length and breadth of the storehouse. Okay, so let's see. Now, if you observe, whatever is unknown, you have to take it as x. It being a quadratic, we cannot take two variables. We just have to fiddle with only one variable, right? So, if you observe, they are telling that the length, it's a rectangular way, so obviously it will be in the form of a cuboid, right? And they are talking about the rectangular base. So in this rectangular base, let this be the length, this is the breadth, and this is the diagonal. Okay, to be precise, it is like this. Okay, breadth, length, and diagonal. So length is more than its breadth by 7. So length, I can say it is breadth plus 7 meters. And the diagonal D is more than length by 1. So diagonal D is length plus 1 meter. So if I take B as X, I can have B in terms of X as well, substituting the value of L. Yes. So let's take the first statement. Let the breadth be X meters. Okay, so if the breadth is X meters, that is, if I say B is equal to X, B equal to X, okay, so therefore L is equal to B plus 7, so X plus 7 meters, and diagonal D will be equal to X plus 7 plus 1 meter, right? So which is equal to X plus 8 meters. Yes. Now, if you observe this length and breadth, they are obviously in the form of a right triangle, and we know that by Pythagoras theorem, can we say that d square is equal to b square plus l square? Yes, we can say. So we can say using Pythagoras theorem, d square will be equal to L square plus b square. Okay, now let us just substitute the values over here. So what is d? D is x plus 8 whole square length is x plus 7 whole square plus x square. Okay, now we need to simplify this and expand this with the form of a plus b whole square. A plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab, that is 16x plus 64, again equal to x square plus 14x plus 49 plus x square. Now 1x square and 1x square will get cancelled, right? What I will do, I'll try to bring this 49 over here and I'll take this x over this side. So 64 minus 49. Now this is equal to x square plus 14x minus 16x. Okay, so 64 minus 49, 59, 10, we have 15. So this is 15 equal to x square minus 2x. Now let us just transpose this one as well. So what do we have? X square minus 2x minus 15 equal to 0. So you have got your quadratic equation, right? Now how do we solve this quadratic equation? Now solving part will be yours. Now I'll just tell you this one, because after getting the quadratic, how to solve it next, we have already learned the 3 methods. So it depends on you how you want to solve it. Okay, now I have, if I want to do it by splitting with the middle term, I have minus 2 and 15. So I know that 5 threes is 15 and minus 5 plus 3. So if I just split this, so minus 5 plus 3, it is going to give me minus 2. And if I just multiply minus 5 into plus 3, I am going to get as minus 15. So this is my AC and this is my B middle term. So therefore, let us take this as x square minus 5x plus 3x plus 3x minus 15 equal to 0. So I'll take out x as common, x minus 5 plus 3 as common, again x minus 5 equal to 0. So therefore x minus 5 into x plus 3 equal to 0. So the same procedure, either x minus 5 equal to 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. So therefore x is equal to 5 or x is equal to minus 3. What was our x? X was our breadth. So can breadth be a negative number? Breadth cannot, as so over here. So we need to choose any one of these. Okay, so how do we choose? See what is x. As x is breadth, right? It is breadth. It cannot be negative. So if it cannot be negative, what do? We will discard it. Therefore, we discard x equal to minus 3. So if x is equal to minus 3, what possibility do we have then? We only have one possibility. So therefore, hence x is equal to 5 meters. So that is your breadth is equal to 5 meters. What was length? Length was x plus 7. So 5 plus 7 would be 12 meters. And diagonal, x plus 8. So 5 plus 8, so 13 meters. So this should be your last statement. You will get half mark on the last statement. Okay, whatever is asked in the question, you should sum up your answer in that way. In the question it is find the length and breadth of the storehouse. Hence the length and breadth of the storehouse is, hence length is equal to 12 meters and breadth is equal to 5 meters of the storehouse. Understood? So this is the way these word problems normally comes for 3 marks or 4 marks. Okay, you need to tell, and wherever diagram is required, please draw a diagram. Okay, diagram will make your conceptual knowledge good, and it will also make the presentation also look good. Okay, so this is the way you should be solving this. Okay, now let us go to another example which says, okay, we have speed related problems now. These are also one of the important types. So let's see. A train travels 360 kilometers. So distance is 360 with uniform speed. Okay. The speed of the train is increased by 5 kilometer per hour. It takes 48 minutes less to cover the same distance. Find the initial speed of the train. Whatever is asked, what do we need to put it? Put it as x. So let the initial speed be equal to x kilometer per hour. So what is the distance traveled? Distance traveled is given to you. Distance traveled is 360 kilometers. Okay, initial speed. Now what is the increased speed? By how much amount the speed is increased? Increased speed is increased by 5 kilometer per hour. So increased speed is equal to x plus 5 kilometer per hour. Right. Now, when the speed is increased, it takes 48 minutes less to cover. Okay, that means obviously increased speed will take less time than the initial speed. Okay, so what do we write? Time taken by initial speed is more. Time taken with increased speed would be less. How much less? 48 minutes less. So time taken with initial speed minus time taken with increased speed. Okay, what is the difference in time? It is 48 minutes. Now one thing you need to just keep in mind, that this is minutes, and your this thing speed is given in kilometer per hour. So that means you need to convert this minutes into hours. Now how do you convert this minute into hours? Just divide it by 60. Okay, you will get the number of hours. And time. Now as far as the formula for speed, what is the formula for speed? Speed is always equal to distance upon time. So can I say that time is equal to distance upon speed? Right? Yes. So let us substitute the values in each of the formulas. Now speed, time taken with initial speed, distance will be same in both cases. What was the distance? Distance was 360 kilometers. So distance, time taken with initial speed, so it is 360 kilometers upon x. No need to write kilometers, you can just keep it like that. Okay, it is 360 upon x minus time taken with increased speed. So time taken with increased speed, again distance upon time, distance upon speed. Now speed now is x plus 5. This is equal to 48 minutes divided by 60. So what is this going to be? We know that it is 8, 6, 8 are 8 by 10. This is 4 by 5. So this is 4/5 of an hour. Okay, so the equation now is plus x 360 upon x minus 360 divided by x plus 5 equal to 4 upon 5. This is your equation. Okay, now you will say that the equation looks a little bit complicated. right? It is not complicated. What you need to do, you just need to, where is square, ma'am? Where is, how are we going to solve this? Okay, nothing you have to do. You just have to take LCM. It will itself get converted into a quadratic equation. For taking LCM, what do? We cross multiply and multiply the denominators. So cross multiplication, 360 into x plus 5 minus 360 into x whole upon x into x plus 5 equal to 4 upon 4, right? So this says 360x plus 360 into 5. 360 into 5, 10 it is 3600. Divide 3600, 36 divided by 2, it's 18. So 1800 minus 360x. Over here, denominator it will be x square plus 5x equal to 4 upon 5. Now, if you observe, this is 360 minus 360, it will get cancelled, right? So what do we have now? We have 1800 upon x square plus 5x equal to 4 upon 5. Again, cross multiply. So therefore, 1800 into 5 equal to 4 into x square plus 5x. Okay, so 18 5s is 9000 equal to 4x square, 5 4s are, or one thing that you can do just to simplify, one thing you can do, you can take this 4. We know that 1800 can be divided by 4. Just take this 4 over here. So I will, so what does this becomes? 1800 divided by 4 into 5 equal to x square plus 5x. 2s are 9s are, right? Then 900 divided by 2, it has to be 450. So 450 into 5 equal to x square plus 5x. 450 5s are 4500. Half of 4500, 2250. 2250 equal to x square plus 5x. Yes, now we get our quadratic. So what is the quadratic? X square plus 5x minus 2250 equal to 0. Right? This is your quadratic now. Okay. Now, if you observe this 2250, it has two components, plus 50 minus 45. So 50 into 45 is 2250. And I know if I subtract 45 from 50, I'm going to get plus 5. Okay. So I solved the quadratic using your splitting up the middle term. We got two terms, that is x plus 50 equal to 0 or x minus 45 equal to 0. So therefore, we will continue x is equal to minus 50 or x is equal to 45. Now, which one to choose? Now, what is x? First of all, x is speed. Can speed be negative? No, it cannot be negative, right? So, we will discard this value as speed cannot be negative. Cannot be negative. X is not equal to minus 50. We will discard. So what is x now? So therefore, x is equal to 45 kilometer per hour. But do we have to leave the answer over here? No. Your final answer, your final statement of the answer will be, hence the initial speed, what was asked? Initial speed of the train was asked. Initial speed of the train is 45 kilometer per hour. This should be your final statement. Okay, understood? See the length. See, this much you have to solve for a 4-mark question, right? Okay, now let's see one more. Okay, age related questions. Again, age related questions do come very important. Product of Pragati's age 2 years ago and 3 years hence is 84. Find the present age. Whenever age, one tip I'll give you, whenever age related questions are there, always keep the present age as X. Right? So first let's start it. I'll just take it as PA. Let the present age of Pragati be equal to X years. Okay, now what is the combination that they're giving us? Product of Pragati's age 2 years. So age 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, that means I have to subtract 2 years from my present age. So age 2 years ago, what is it? It will be X minus 2 years. And 3 years hence. Hence means which is coming like in future. So age after 3 years, I have to add 3 years to my age. After 3 years, what is it going to be? It is going to be X plus 3 years. So now, what is given? Product of age 2 years ago and 3 years hence is 84. That means, what equation do I have? I have X minus 2 into X plus 3 equal to 84. Okay, this is the situation. Now I need to expand and form it into a quadratic, right? So X into X, X square minus 2X plus 3X minus 6 minus 84 equal to 0. Okay, so X square plus X minus 6 minus 84 will be minus 90, which is equal to 0. Now this is your quadratic which we need to solve. Okay, so we have got two factors over here of X. So that means X plus 10 equal to 0 or X minus 9 equal to 0. So therefore X is equal to minus 10 or X is equal to 9. Right? Now, if you observe, what was our X? Our X was age. Okay, present age of Pragati. Can age be negative? No, it cannot be negative. So therefore we discard this. So we need to write that as age cannot be negative, therefore we discard X is equal to minus 10. So what are we left with? We are left with only this. So therefore X is equal to 9. So therefore present age of Pragati is 9 years. Okay, so this is the way you need to solve these age related problems. Always remember, in age related problems, take the present age as X, and then according to the situation you can form the quadratic. Understood? Okay, now for the next questions I will be only forming the quadratic equation for you according to the situation, and then it is your assignment or it is your work to solve the quadratic. Okay, because we have already solved quadratic so many times. Let's see now. Okay, so let's start with our question number 4. It says sum of squares of two consecutive natural even numbers is 244. Find the numbers. Now when we read the question, just pick out the keywords. Now there are consecutive numbers, then there are even numbers and sum of their squares. Okay, now there are even numbers. Obviously there are two numbers, so let the consecutive even numbers be X and X plus 2. Why X plus 2? Because we know they are even numbers. Now if I take an example of any even number, so it is like 2, 4, 6, 8, right? What is the difference between 2? So if I take this as X, I have to take consecutive. Consecutive means one after the other, right? So 4 is going to be X plus 2. If I take 8 as my X, next is 10. So 10 is going to be X plus 2, right? So that's why we took one number as X and another number as X plus 2. Okay. Now, what are they telling us? That sum of these squares. So first of all, we need to square them, and then their sum is equal to 244. Okay. So as per the situation, they say that x square plus x plus 2 whole square is equal to 244. Perfect. This is the situation. Now let us solve this. X square plus, we need to expand this using the identity, x square plus 2x plus 4, right? I'll take this over here, minus 244 equal to 0, right? So therefore x square plus x square, 2x square plus 2x, 4 minus 244 will be minus 240 equal to 0. Now when you see, okay, you can use this as a quadratic as well, but when you see, when all the three coefficients, that is a, b and c, if they can be divided by the same number, please do that. We need to simplify our quadratic as far as possible. So now if I divide this by 2, we know 2, 2 and 240, all the three can be divided by 2. So let's say divide the equation by 2. So the final quadratic that we get is x square plus x minus 120 equal to 0. So this is your required quadratic equation. We can solve this. Okay, now this is your work to do it. Okay, let us see one more situation. Now, question 5. It says, Mr. Kasam runs a small business of making earthen pots. He makes certain number of pots on a daily basis. Production cost of each pot is rupees 40 more than 10 times total number of pots he makes in one day. Okay, if production cost of all pots per day is rupees 600, find the production cost of one pot and the number of pots he made per day. Okay, so first of all, what they have asked us about the production cost of one pot and number of pots he has made in one day. Okay, now they are telling us that the production cost of each pot, okay, it is rupees 40 more than 10 times total number of pots, right? So what do? We'll let the total number of pots first of all be x. Okay, so let total number of pots that he made in a day, total number of pots per day, made per day, be equal to x. Now, according to the condition, production cost of each pot. So I can say cost price of each pot is 40 more than 10 times total number of pots he makes in a day. So that means it is 40 rupees more than 10 times what is the number of pots he's making in a day. X is the number of pots he's making in a day. So 40 plus 10 times x, right? So this would be 40 plus 10 times x. Okay. Now, if the production cost of all pots per day is rupees 600, okay. Now, he's producing x number of pots in a day. Cost of one pot is 40 into 10x, 40 plus 10x rupees. Okay. So what will be the total cost? The total cost will be total number of products, right? So total cost equal to total number of pots, right, into cost price of each pot, production cost of each pot, right? We have got that. And what is the total cost, total production cost given? That is rupees 600. So can I say that x into this, that is 40 plus 10x equal to 600. This is according to the situation. Okay, now let us form the quadratic. I know 40 into x will be 40x plus 10x square. I'll bring the 600 again over here. So this would be minus 600 equal to 0. So therefore 10x square plus 40x minus 600 equal to 0. Okay, this is a quadratic, but can we see any common number which it can be divided with? Yes, it can be divided by 2, but there's another bigger number which we can divide. Okay, so let us consider divide the entire equation by 5. All the three numbers can be divided by 5. So therefore, the equation becomes divided by 5. This has to be 2x square plus 8x minus 120 equal to 0. Again, this can be divided by 2. So we could have divided this entire thing by 10 only in first case. Anyways, so again, divide by 2. So the equation becomes x square plus 4x minus 60 equal to 0. Right? Now this is your required equation. Now you can solve the quadratic. Okay? Fine? Right. Let us go to one more situation. Okay, now see, I've solved this quadratic, and the answer that we got was splitting up the middle term. I did. Answer that I got is either x is equal to minus 10 or x is equal to 6. Now we know parts cannot be negative, so therefore we discard x is equal to minus 10 value. So therefore x is equal to 6. Hence, what was x now? X was number of pots produced in a day, right? So now X number of pots produced in a day is 6 pots, and they have also asked us about the cost of each pot. And what is the situation that given? It is 40 plus 10 times x, right? So the cost of each pot is 10x plus 40, 10 into 6, 60 plus 40, so rupees 100. Understood? Okay, let's proceed. Now again, hope you liked my video. Next, we have situational specific related problems. So the next episode, we will be dealing with upstream and downstream related word problems. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.